Welcome back, everyone, to Not So Pro Football Talk. And we got AJ right here on the nick of time. Not late either is he. But yes, we are back with some football news. It's actually been a pretty eventful NFL for the past few days as we get ready, as most teams are going into mandatory minicamp. Yes, we're getting closer and closer to actual training camp and then preseason, and then we get final kickoff and I don't know how many days, but we're getting closer, guys. So it's very, very exciting. The only thing going on right now is the NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. What's wrong? What's wrong over here, Jay?
Me? What do you mean?
Okay. And then we also had NBA Finals as well, which both have been pretty good so far. Both series are tied up as 1-1, which is exciting. Not according to AJ. All right. But yeah, so that's what's going on. But let's go ahead and get into the topics. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I want to go ahead and get the what's the phrase? Address the elephant in the room. Yes, the Packers have released my guy Jair Alexander as of this morning, and he is no longer with the Packers. This has been anticipated, a decision, a trade, a reworking of a deal for a while now. And I'm guessing, Rave, you're asking why, though, about Jair. I'm assuming. But the Packers, because Jair just has not been on the field, I believe, if I'm correct, it's almost like 50% of his games that he's actually played in because he's been injured over the past 4 years. 50% of the games. Every season he's hurt in some way, not being on the field. And when he's on the field, he's great. Other than being a little bit of a locker room distraction sometimes, going out there in Charlotte and calling the coin toss when he wasn't even a captain, wasn't even supposed to be.
He's a team captain.
He was not a team captain that week. He's been a team captain before. He was not a team captain that week. Fault on the Packers for not putting him as team captain that week. Fault on them. But locker room distraction sometimes. But on the field, he's great. I'll always have so many great memories of him. I didn't want the Packers to release Jair. I didn't want them to trade him. I wanted him to be on the roster at least one more year. Right out his contract. I knew he has 2 more years on his contract. I wanted 1 more year out of it, just because we wouldn't have to eat such a big cap hit this season.
Yeah.
But still, we're saving money over the long run. But I wanted to do 1 more season with him. I think 1 more season of him being injured half the time is better than a season with him not being there at all. Now our corner room, safety room's pretty good. Corner room's now just Nixon, Nate Hobbs, and Valentine, who's the 7th round pick, who's shown flashes but inconsistent. So really worried. We don't really have a shutdown corner, guys who can play well in certain areas, but really worried as far as the Packers secondary going into this season. So wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he doesn't go to the Lions, Vikings, or Bears, as they always love getting Packer hand-me-downs, those teams. I hope he doesn't go to any of those teams, but I hope him all the best in his NFL career. He's still young, 28, has another contract out there. He just needs to be healthy and he'd be a great asset to a lot of teams. What are y'all's thoughts? Go with Vincent first on Jair Alexander.
He's a good player, but obviously you have to be on the field to be an exemplary player. That's what everybody kind of looks for. You can have a guy there half the time. Yeah, he benefits you half the season, but when it comes down to nitty gritty, like playoffs time, and he's not there, it just sucks because you're going against the best and you need your best players out there. So if he can't stay consistently healthy, I think that's going to be a drawback for a lot of teams with him. Obviously, they're going to want to get him because he's a great player, but him leaving the Packers, I think, benefits the Packers because you save some cap room after this year. And then, obviously, you get to finally get somebody else to take the reins who's mostly going to be more consistent as of health-wise. So, obviously, big hit because you guys don't get any picks out of it or anything like that. But maybe a compensatory, I don't know.
No, we don't because we cut him. He didn't leave.
That's true. Okay. Yeah. So it kind of sucks. That's the only thing downfall for the Packers there. But for him, it is probably the best situation. He gets to go seek out wherever he wants to go.
Yep.
Nice. Well, any player, a great player that leaves a team like the Green Bay Packers or the Seattle Seahawks, of course, is going to make me happy. So I'm very ecstatic about this.
Right.
I'm very, very happy actually. But the more I think about it, the more excited I get, right? Because now, I mean, the NFL is a Shark Tank, man. Okay, and the Niners are pretty freaking hungry to get someone of the caliber like Jair. I mean, we lost Mooney Ward. That was a big hit. You know,
Yep.
we parted ways because he had a lot of bad experiences in San Francisco due to his personal life, and that's okay. Wish him all but the best. But if we could land someone like Alexander who fits our system,
Yeah.
you know,
He knows Salah.
he knows Salah.
Yep.
He wants to be on a competing team, which I do believe the Niners are a competing team. This would be huge. This would be huge for the Niners and for his career, even if it's just a 1-year deal. I love it. Like you said, he's young. He's still able to go out there and get himself a big boy contract. But why not make a prove-it-year deal with a competing team? So, yes, Reed, I would love to have him as a Niner. But to be all seriousness, he's going to be looking at teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, like the Detroit Lions, like the Kansas City Chiefs. That's just how it is here.
Like the Patriots says, Gabriel, and like the Eagles, I think he's saying from Rave. But I'm going to put this out there about Jair. I'm not going to accuse him here because at the end of the day, I'm a Jair fan. But this is just some stuff that a lot of Packer fans believe about Jair, that he could have played through those injuries most of the time and was instead choosing to sit out. Multiple times of those games that he missed due to injury. He practiced Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then all of a sudden, game day, he was unavailable. So a lot of belief out there that he was just choosing to sit out games for his own personal decision and wasn't being a team player, going out there and trying to win for the team. Hope that's not true. I really hope that wouldn't be a thing that Jair would do. But we saw it over multiple seasons where similar things like that happen. So that's just buyers beware for those teams out there. 1, injury prone. 2, I've never really seen him play through an injury. So that's just buyers beware out there, unfortunately. Ray says, how much dead money do you guys owe him? I'm going to double check. Right.
17 mil.
17 million this year. I thought it was about that time of that area, but I think we're saving like 30 million over this year and next year, if I'm correct. Something like that.
You'll gain 17 million cap space this year and 17 million next year.
Yeah,
but you'll take dead cap this year of 7 and then dead cap of 9 next year. Which,
like, everybody has that dead cap around there.
Yeah.
But to save that, especially for next year, because our next year's cap was already looking pretty bad. It definitely opens up a lot of things for us to do in the future. So
get some wide receivers, of course.
No, we got Golden. We've drafted all of them. Okay,
he's gonna be a bust, dude. He's gonna be a bust. You got to get some wide receivers. Your wide receiver room looks kind of weak right now.
You just need somebody who can catch the ball. Okay, I don't need anybody who's fast. I don't need anybody who's
Gabe
flashy.
Davis. He's out there. He's available.
Just catch the ball.
Get Gabe Davis, dude.
I need someone who can catch the ball.
Well, what's his name? Kadarius Toney. He's out there, bro. Go get him now.
That's the last one I want.
That'd be so funny.
I would take you out there
before
I take Tony.
Take me?
I'll take you. I would totally take you before I take Tony.
Oh,
ball security to the max.
Ain't
nobody taking the ball.
Put me
Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
All right, let's get to Rave here. It says injury prone really a thing, or are some players just mentally tougher than others and just want to play football? It is yes and no, I think. There are people who, like Christian Watson, who are injury prone. His legs are literally made of glass. He gets injured every single year, whether it's quads, hamstring, ACL this time. It's always something. And yes, there's certain players that are just more banged up. I truly do believe that there's people who are just injury prone. Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, we need to chill out. Okay, he played one whole season with the Niners without any injury. Okay,
one?
Yes. Yes, he's only been with the Niners for how long? Like 3-4
And
years.
what about
That's bad.
He only played half a year. This first. Guys, come on. It's Christian McCaffrey. We can't compare players like Alexander to Christian McCaffrey. Okay, Christian McCaffrey was literally going to be the MVP of the league. Okay,
I'm just talking about injuries right now. Do they
but
get hurt or not?
no, you know what you did. You know what about we revert back
The
to a
injury
segment
prone
we had. Carson Wentz. That's huge. He was injury prone.
Yep.
What about that conversation we had a few years back about Julio Jones? Remember that? I remember that. I said he was injury prone, and then you attacked me, Reed.
He
Oh,
is.
yeah,
His
I
hamstrings.
vaguely remember that.
His hamstrings.
Right?
Stuck.
I did the whole calculations, dude. I was like, he has this percentage chance if he goes, whatever.
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
injured that year.
Mhm.
That was our first year doing the podcast.
Yeah, it was.
We got caught out by a nobody, and he was dead wrong. I remember that too.
They always are. They always are. Derrick Henry was never injury prone. No, just banged up
really.
here and there, but usually always top. Yeah.
Those are I don't know, what do you call those different injuries, the toughness, because there's players that are constantly injured, Derrick Henry, Fred Warner, so on and so forth, where they continue to play. Tom Brady, right? He was continuously injured. Aaron Rodgers, not Mac Jones, but when those guys were injured, they continue to play, while these guys like Jair, if it's true, pull a Kawhi Leonard and it's like, hey, I'm injured, I can't play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit out.
it's that guy.
I'm a loser, even though y'all made me. That's what I'm going to do here.
Didn't he win a championship without you guys?
He won a championship. He did not win a championship until he made his presence with the Niners and Pop, and got coached by Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker.
And he went on and won a championship, though, right?
After the experience he got. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Where's he at now, Reed? Where's he at now?
I honestly have no idea. I think he's with the Clippers and doing nothing.
Yeah,
right?
I like watching those little clips where he's like in the chamber, right? Where he's like injured, and it's like, okay, it's time to come back now. Okay, he just comes back. But Raven is just so gross. You're gross, Raven.
Celtics are not a better franchise.
I saw a meme where it's like Jason Tatum literally cannot do anything original, and they showed him like on the floor, like hurt.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, right? I thought it was hilarious.
It was so funny.
Oh, we did it! It's so cringy, so cringy.
Anything's possible.
Like being raved, that would be cringy as hell.
Oh gosh.
Tingle on my. Ooh.
All right. Let's move on from Jair Alexander. Wish him all the best. Hope he lands with a really great team. And let's move on to a guy who actually is 40. Aaron Rodgers has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This guy say I'm 40.
What's up, Dizzle? Great to have you here, man. But yes,
only a few years older than you, bro.
So as Dizzle was saying, Aaron Rodgers has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dizzle says they're going to be nice this year. Are we going to see the same type of bet from Dizzle that we saw last year for the Jets?
We should.
We should see that.
I doubt he would. That would be preposterous for him to do.
Dizzle put not $1,000 down, maybe put $5 down. That the Ravens
5,000.
5,000.
And
5,000 down.
And then the Jets will make the playoffs or something like that.
Tomlin does not have a losing season.
Yep.
It's in your favor, Dizzle.
It's in your favor, man.
They have not missed the playoffs. It's in your favor, Dizzle. They're going to get Jalen Ramsey.
See?
He is.
They're going to get Terry McLaurin. Dude, just drop the Patriots right now, bro. Drop the Patriots.
All right.
They are all in this year, to be honest.
Jerry Jones style, all in.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers for it feels like an eternity at this point. So we've already said at this point what we think they were going to be without him and what we think what they're going to be with him. So I don't think we really have too much new to say other than, hey, he's finally there. He's finally doing stuff. Maybe interesting, and I can't wait to see this season how the media tries to attack him, a.k.a. AJ the media, who will try to attack Aaron Rodgers
I'm
for everything.
I'm a pro-go Aaron Rodgers guy,
dude. You were saying he was picking his nose in the middle of the season, dude.
When did I say that?
You literally said that.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I say that, Vince?
Do you not remember when the media was saying that he was picking his nose and then you jumped right on it?
I mean, if he's picking his nose, he's picking his nose. Why can't I say that? I'm not attacking the guy.
He wasn't.
How do you know?
I'm going to pull up the video right
He's
now.
going like this.
I remember he 100% was picking his nose.
He
No, he
did.
wasn't.
He did.
This is the type
He
of dude
wasn't.
that puts his bare foot on national television. You cannot tell me that he's not afraid of picking his nose in the sideline. You can't tell me that.
All right. Hold on.
Anyways, while Reed looks for that, my stance is still the same about Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. I agree that I don't think DK can be the number one there just because of the play style that Aaron Rodgers has. It's just not going to go well. If they get Terry McLaurin, it might be better because he's more the type of wide receiver that Aaron Rodgers is used to. But I don't know. They need a lot more, in my opinion, on both sides of the ball to be competitive.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Play it.
Okay. Rewind it just a little bit.
Maybe a little too hungry, actually, because this happened.
Houston on Halloween at Met.
Aaron
Where did it go
Rodgers
in?
might have
Where did it
eaten
go
one of
in?
his
This
own
dude's
booger.
sick.
It never went in.
Check this out, okay? I'm going to show you guys a magic trick, right? It's all about misdirection when it comes to magic tricks. So he does that, right? He has a towel right here. He's car right here.
Right
You see
there.
that? I just picked my nose. I'm literally picking my nose right now with my thumb. He goes like that. Boom, boom. It's done. Look, right there.
Yeah, he goes
right
in.
there.
Look at that.
He literally went like this.
Dude, you're the type of kid.
He's right here.
that-
He's like
You're the
this.
type of kid that when a magician comes up and he brought like a dove out of his, you're like, whoa, oh my gosh. It literally came from a different dimension. Where the hell
Like
did it come
this.
from?
He went like this.
Dude, it was
underneath the nose.
Oh my gosh, dude. Ah. He literally picked his nose.
He did not pick his nose. You're the problem, AJ.
I'm the problem?
You.
No, sir.
So that's a pretty good point.
You.
No.
He's not changing the Steelers. Okay.
He's not.
We have BS coming. I've been on the phone with Arthur Smith. I've been on the phone with Mike. I'm cramping up. I've been on the phone with Mike Tomlin, and we've been talking about play styles and this and that. And we're so ready
He
for the
did.
season. And dude, shut the hell up. You're not fooling anybody.
If
Okay.
Russell Wilson and Justin Fields couldn't change the way the Steelers played, Aaron Rodgers can't either.
And a report came out saying that the Steelers had Aaron Rodgers as their third want as QB. They were going after him as the third option. Number one was Matthew Stafford, who stayed with the Rams. Number two was Justin Fields, who said, F the Steelers, these guys blow. I'm going to go with the Jets, where maybe I become a franchise guy because he knows he's not going to be a franchise guy in Pittsburgh because Mike Tomlin's going to be out here pretty soon. And then it was Aaron Rodgers. I want to know what his other options were. I want to know if he was legit talking about retirement, if he was maybe legit thinking about the Minnesota Vikings. What were your other options? Because you wasted everyone's time again for the fourth year in a row. It's just bad. It's bad.
I hope he's able to do something.
He'll have stats.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna say he's gonna blow, but I think there's a time where they think about putting Will Howard in, just because Aaron Rodgers is just mediocre at best, and maybe they want to see what Will Howard can do. But again, Will Howard might blow even more, and he'll never get a shot, and we just see Aaron Rodgers just
I like the way
beat
this
Aaron
guy
Rodgers.
says it. That's hilarious. It's gonna blow.
Jets blow.
Jets
No.
blow. The Jets did blow last year when you betted on them. Is JJ Watt playing? Yeah.
JJ
Playing
Watt
what?
would be better than Aaron Rodgers.
What?
Yeah.
That's the take.
They're going to get Jair. They're going to get Jalen Ramsey. They're going to get Terry McLaurin.
Mm.
And that's it right there. Super team.
Super team.
Super team.
Superpower.
Yeah. They're going to have a whole like Justice League table for all those guys to sit down.
Like the boys.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
This
I
is
could
literally the team of the boys.
Yes.
The
I could
Pittsburgh Steelers.
definitely see
And they always
Aaron
win.
Rodgers as Homelander.
They always win.
100%, dude.
Oh, you mean like the 7, not the boys?
The 7, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The 7.
Gotcha.
We're talking about the show. The show.
Yeah. But the boys and 7 are 2 different groups in the boys.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't seen the latest season. I don't know. I kind of.
it wasn't good. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was all right.
Didn't like it at all. He says he met TJ. He wants money. Yes, there is multiple reports that TJ may hold out or do something.
Doubt it.
I doubt he holds out, but yes, he is wanting to get paid back as one of the top pass rushers in the league. That is 100% because JJ Watt won't talk about it on the Pat McAfee show. He just refuses to answer the question, which means TJ wants money.
Which that's a good brother.
That's a great brother.
That's a great brother. I want to point that out. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, these guys want." No, he's doing his brother a favor. If he says
100%.
anything to give someone anything,
Mm-hmm.
he ruins his brother's chances of what he's trying to do, whatever he's trying to do. So I think that's great on JJ Watt. But speaking of TJ Watt, I would love for the Niners to throw everything at the Steelers to get that guy. But there's another guy on the rise. I know this is not part of our topics here, but Terry McLaurin, I already mentioned it. Right? There's talks about him getting traded. I saw, what if the Niners offer Brandon Ayuk for Terry McLaurin? I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Oh,
But-
really?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I get it. I honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I think Brandon Ayuk is more talented than Terry McLaurin. I like him because he's younger than Terry McLaurin, not by a landslide. But I love Terry McLaurin's character. I love his role in that offense. He's not the type of guy who's like, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. He's the type of guy who's like, I'm going to do whatever I can to help out this offense be successful. And that's not what Brandon Ayuk is. And it's not what Brock Purdy stands or Kyle Shanahan. So I'm all up for a all-around team player like Terry McLaurin.
You better be careful, AJ.
Debo and Ayuk.
Or
again.
Brendan Ayuk's going to start talking about you on his Instagram pages.
I'll mess him up, dude, with his extra long arms, dude. Ugly with that afro, dude. Put the braids back. Bro, I bet you anything. If the Patriots made this whatever trade to get Brandon Ayuk, you'd be pissing your pants. You'd be so ecstatic. You'd be so happy because ain't nobody out there in New England. Ain't nobody out there.
Okay.
All right.
Stefan.
All right.
That guy's not even going to play. That guy's handing out dope over there on a boat. Come on, dude.
All right. Let's move on away from Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully, we don't have to talk about him for a while. Let's move on to another free agent signing. Somebody who's I've been surprised hasn't been picked up to this point. That is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb visited Texans, and he is now a Houston Texan as of today. They have him like $2.5 million, can make up to $5 million. And now they have a pretty dynamic duo that's very interesting between Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb. Now, as a Nick Chubb owner in fantasy in a dynasty league, not really happy that he's sharing the backfield with Joe Mixon. Not really excited about that. But as just a regular football fan, I think it's really interesting. The pickup there, I think it definitely helps the Texans. Adds another playmaker there. Now, AJ, I don't think you have anything to say on this topic, actually. So I'm going to go to Vincent. Vincent, what do you think about Chubb going to the Texans?
I don't even think Nick Chubb is splitting carries, to be honest. I think Mixon has won that role. He's a better pass catcher. He's a better running back at this point in time. I'm not going to say that he's way better than Nick Chubb when Nick Chubb was in his prime, but Nick Chubb right now is just coming off one of those gruesome injuries a couple years back, and again, he's still rebuilding himself. He's in the weight room, lifting crazy weight like always, but who's to say that he gets back to his form from 2 years ago? Joe Mixon is still there, even though Joe Mixon is pretty injury prone. I think that's the only way Nick Chubb actually gets in there as a starting running back.
All right. Well, I guess we'll pass the mic over to AJ. You have anything quick to say about this?
Yeah, very quick. I don't have really much to say, but as well as a fantasy owner like yourself, Reed, I actually have Joe Mixon, and I freaking hate this. I am so freaking pissed off. Why the hell would you go out and get Nick Chubb?
Let's go do a trade, AJ.
You want to do a trade? Hell no! I'd rather have Joe Mixon than Nick freaking Chubb. But I'll tell you what, I'll trade you someone else to get Nick Chubb. Just to
Okay.
I mean, bunch of bums. What kind of team is this? Houston, what are you doing? You got an aging running back who had great stats way back when with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now you get another aging running back who had great stats way back when with the Browns. It's not a good offensive line. It's not. CJ Stroud is running for his freaking life. What is that? What are you doing? The Matrix
1 + 1 = 2.
1 + 1 = 2. Hell no, dude. This is horrible. This is horrendous. I think it's horrible. Why? You're buying the name. You're not buying a player. This is just straight up awful.
Sell tickets, man. That's what it is.
Those backs will wear down the defense. Those defenses are going to have free range. There's no offensive line. The offensive line is horrendous. It really is. CJ Stroud runs for his freaking life every single game. It's common whenever he goes down with injury, it comes back in the game because he keeps getting hit. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm very pissed off because I'm a fantasy owner of Joe Mixon. I thought I was big braining it last year, and it was a dynasty league, so I'm super excited. And now I'm just like, bro, what the flip, right? Like, why?
Should have got Kamara.
I didn't have a chance. You took him right before I did?
Took him in the third, bro.
Gosh, dang it, man. I am very I hope Blue takes over the backfield for the Dallas Cowboys. If Blue does not, I am ruined. I am ruined here.
All right. Okay. Well, it'll be very interesting to see how those snaps are distributed. I do think Joe Mixon's going to get the majority the snaps, like Vincent said. I don't think Nick Chubb will. You know what? I say he's going to be a touchdown merchant.
Oh my gosh, dude!
He's
I'm
gonna
lose my mind.
He could be awesome.
Joe Mixon is going to get him all the way down to the 1. Joe Mixon needs a rest. So get Nick Chubb in here. Gets in there, gets a TD.
That's horrible.
AJ.
Horrible.
AJ.
I don't want to point out there. I wouldn't be surprised because Joe Mixon didn't have a lot of touchdown opportunities last year. Every time they got into the red zone, they switched him out.
Okay.
It sucked.
I'm just glad he didn't go to the Broncos. RJ Harvey, baby.
Dude, oh my gosh, dude! How I'm feeling right now, it's how you would be feeling.
Yeah, dude, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. For fantasy
Mr.
purposes.
Magic, welcome. I am currently watching the Stanley Cup over here.
No, it's not.
It's literally right here as the Florida
It is.
Panthers has taken a 1-0 lead early in the first, which I'm not a big fan of Canada, so let's go Florida Panthers. Oh boy, do I hate the Florida Panthers! That was fashion to the mankind. So I don't watch a lot of hockey right now. I'm a Blackhawk fan. And they are, I think, second worst in the league right now. So there's not a lot to get excited about hockey for me. So this is the first series I've watched all playoffs, and I'm just ready for USA, man. USA, not the 51st state, not them. What about Damian Pierce?
He's doo-doo, bro.
Doo-doo?
He dealt with injury last year too.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for that. The way I think this offense is going to work is very similarly to what we see with the Buffalo Bills. Right, the Buffalo Bills had a 3-man rotation, very even, favoring Cook, which is going to be Joe Mixon. But you're going to have different packages with different units coming in the backfield. It's going to be a mess for fantasy. That's why I don't like it.
All right. Well said, well said. Mr. Magic says that I'm a Tampa Bay fan. This Tampa Bay Lightning fan, if that helps. Very nice.
I hate the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh
Ugh.
my gosh. Oh.
Yuck.
What's your
St.
favorite
Louis
team,
Blues,
AJ?
dog. Woo!
Oh yeah. Forgot that you do have a hockey team. Once the Stars got knocked out, I quit watching hockey. I'll get out of here,
The
Joe.
Stars, baby. Yeah.
Ew.
Yuck.
The Killer Bees.
Prices
That's
are
what
Killer
got out. I
Bees,
was like,
baby.
Killer
yeah.
bees.
Killer bees over everybody.
I said, we should go to a hockey game next year. Screw football, all right? Let's go to hockey.
I'm
I think it's
down,
too
man.
expensive either
They're
way.
so entertaining.
Hockey's cool.
I never
Closest
did.
one though is in Dallas, and Dallas Stadium is expensive.
I'm not sure.
They're expensive.
It's true.
Marshland, the only Dallas team I root for, says Joke to Smoke, the Eagles fan.
Yeah.
I used to root for the Bandits. Oh, the Renegades.
Renegades. Okay. All right. All right. I think that's all we have to say about Nick Chubb, I believe. So let's move on to the last topic before we head out of here. So it was just reported today, and I'm pulling it right now so I can fully say exactly what happened. And this is against the Patriots, Dizzle, of what you could have had. So it was reported today by Dan Pompey that the Chris Godwin turned down a $30 million per year deal with the Patriots so he could stay with the Tampa Bay and take a 3-year, $66 million. So he went from $30 million a year with the Patriots, said, no, I don't want that. I'm going to take 22 and stay with the Bucks. All right. So huge, if that is true. We don't know fully if that is like.
It's true. It's true.
It's true?
Ain't nobody want to play with New England, dog. Ain't nobody want to be out there.
All right.
This guy saying he don't want Brandon Ayuk, bro. You can't even. Come on, dude. Get out of here, dog.
So that was pretty big, if it is true, that Chris Godwin said, I do not want to be playing for the Patriots for an $8 million difference per year. Now, me and I feel like everybody else on this podcast, $8 million will make me do a whole lot of different things. That's a lot of money.
Subscribe to Reed's OnlyFans, by the way.
No, nothing like that. I have boundaries. But I will do a lot of jobs for $8 million a year. So, kind of crazy. What is your all thoughts? AJ's saying it's 100% true.
Go ahead, AJ.
Like I said, dude, I mean, at this point, you ever heard the term beggars can't be choosers? I mean, New England, they can't attract anyone. They just can't. It's you got a new head coach, you got a new system. Ever since Tom Brady, Bill Belichick has just been going downhill. It's just an organization that has no identity, right? It's literally just a ghost of what it once was, a great franchise. And it sucks. I get it. You don't want to hear this if you're a Patriots fan, but look at this, right? It's 100% true. They have to make an identity for themselves. Everyone talks about their defense, but really, how great is their defense? How far has that gotten them? They haven't gotten much. We saw a great spurt with Drake May, which everyone's excited to see Drake May this upcoming season, but everyone has their fingers crossed that he doesn't hit that sophomore year stuff, that it wasn't just a 1-year deal. If Drake May does well here, now you're starting to get traction. Now you could attract players. But yeah, this says a lot, right? It says a lot about loyalty. It says a lot about Godwin's selflessness and what he wants in life. He sees an opportunity there with Tampa Bay, which I do too. I think it's a great team, and he does not see that with New England. I gotta take a work call.
Work call.
Yeah.
Dang,
Honestly,
he's pulling a read right now.
I know, right? New England is just not a place you want to be at this point in time. Mike Vrabel's new head coach there, changing the entire system, so everybody's kind of learning a new thing. Drake May hopefully does well. I hope him and Jaden Daniels are just like cream of the crop type of quarterbacks who just have great seasons stacked up on each other until they fight for the MVP. Once these other quarterbacks ahead of them, like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, are like out of the league. But at this point in time, I think right now the only thing to look forward to is, of course, the cornerback, Christian Gonzalez. He's great. I think he's a guy to watch all the time for the Patriots. Dizzle says it all the time. And then it's just the running back duo, Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. That's all I'm watching here. I don't care about Stephon Diggs. I don't care about Hunter Henry. They'll do well, but they're not going to be like the Stevenson and Henderson kind of battle there. So if you have those guys, you better hope that the Patriots just run it to the left, because that's where they got Will Campbell, and that's where they have Cole Strange right next to Garrett Bradbury. So anything that's going that way is going to be a good run, and probably anything to the right is probably not going to be a good run. So, but yeah, Patriots fumbled again. They got a whole bunch of guys to go over there on the defensive side like 3 years ago, and ever since that experiment just like debunked itself, nobody's wanted to go to Patriots after that. So just not a good franchise at this point in time, kind of like what AJ said. It's kind of going down into the crapper.
Well, hopefully Vrabel's able to turn it around.
Hopefully.
Mr. Magic asks, and I'm going to pass the mic to you, Vincent, as the fantasy expert over me. He says, who would you rather have in fantasy out of Garrett Wilson, McConkey, little lad, L-A-D-D McConkey, Adams,
Devontae
Higgins,
Adams.
or Rice?
I mean, Rice is a sleeper for me. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. Rashee Rice could come back this year and be exactly what he was before with the type of rest
Production,
and
yeah.
like nobody there in Kansas City could replicate that. We already see that Travis Kelce's dying down, so Rashee Rice could come back to just getting 150 receptions and just shattering the record because he was on pace to beat that record too before he got injured. But Garrett Wilson's could pair well with my boy, you know? You never know. The Jets are up in the air. I don't know. So if I'm being honest here and it's just a redraft type of league, I might either go McConkey or Adams, in my opinion, just as like the safe picks. But in my opinion, Rashee Rice could definitely outproduce all these guys.
Okay. AJ, what are your thoughts here as a second fantasy expert on this podcast?
Well, I like these options. I think if you get any one of these guys, it's a huge plus on your team. I want to say that first of all. Ladd McConkey brings out a lot of attention. Ladd, Ladd McConkey. Love the guy. I think he's going to be a machine next year. So definitely one of my favorites. Rice, like Vincent was saying, you've seen it. We've all seen it. Stays healthy. The system works. This guy is an absolute dog, absolute league winner for that team. Now, the inconsistency when it comes to the passing game with Kansas City Chiefs, I don't like very much. So he's right there. And that's why I want to give the edge slightly to Garrett Wilson because we already saw that, hey, they're former teammates. Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson, they're coming out. They're saying, hey, let's draw plays. We got that connection. Garrett Wilson came out and said, we got that connection. It's like we never left. So I'm excited to see what that comes to. And you got a new, younger offense, new younger team, and you're going to have Devontae Adams there, maybe taking more of a mentorship role, right? And letting Garrett Wilson take the reins. And Adams is just a safety blanket. He's just the guy who's like, you know what? We're struggling. Let's pass it down to Adams. But Garrett Wilson is going to be a firecracker in that offense.
All right. Oh, do you guys have any other topics you guys want to quickly talk about before we end this off?
I would just like to point out that we are taking signups for NSP Fantasy Football. If you are interested, let one of us know in the Discord or put it down here in the comment section that, hey, I'm interested in playing fantasy football. What do I need to do? All we need is your name and email address and phone number so we can text you whenever it's ready to draft. We have paid leagues, we got free leagues, and we have auction leagues. So it's all up there. It's available. If you're interested, if you're a beginner to expert, we got it.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, we have 86 days, 23 hours, 40 minutes until football starts again. Ooh. Should be awesome.
Can't wait. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. The like button helps us so much, costs you nothing. All you gotta do is hit the thumbs up there for those of you who are Trey and don't understand how YouTube works. Hit the thumb, okay?
Oh my gosh.
The thumb up. Don't hit the thumb down, please, okay? If you guys also are feeling generous, you guys are enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. Costs you guys nothing, gets you guys more, pushes more of our video towards you, and it helps us out tremendously. So hit that sub button as well. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next Monday for another NFL news or just hangout video, whatever we end up doing. Depends on what type of news comes out. But we continue to do this until we get to football season, and then we go heavy into football season with a bunch of content. So make sure you guys subscribe so you stay tuned to all that. But thank you all for so much tuning in. Until next time, keep on grinding.